Serious and Silliness Outcast has a special guest. This is my new friend and guest, Miss Delta Punk. She is now titled the 34K Diesel Mechanic. After we had one conversation, I said, that's it, that's your name, that's the title, because I never heard of a woman diesel mechanic, let alone a diesel mechanic with breasts that large. So what's happening, Miss Punk?
What's up? Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Of course, it's my pleasure. Are you kidding? Yeah, it's absolutely fascinating to me because most girls want to get a job that's like maybe social work with kids, kindergarten teacher, and you're like, no, I'm gonna drive a big rig, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
change the transmission while I'm at it too.
yeah, I'm here for it. That's what. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
1000% me.
So let's start from the beginning. We had spoke. You had this tremendous weight loss and kind of a health change. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that, and we'll get into it.
So I never really had like a weight issue growing up. High school, I was like 115 pounds. I did karate for 10 years, marching band nerd. Like I never really had a weight issue. Graduating high school, I just threw on some pounds. I ended up over 230 pounds. And I'm only
Wow.
5'2", so that's a lot
Wow.
of that's a lot
That's
of
a lot of
weight to
weight.
put on a little frame. So
Yeah,
started the weight loss journey. I ended up losing over 90 pounds.
that's fantastic.
And thank you. Um, and that's kind of where we went from there. So
Now, how did you wind up losing the weight? Did you do any surgery, a lap band, or anything like that, or it was all
no,
fitness
all the
and eating
surgery
right?
was no surgery at all. All of the weight loss was 100% me. I
Good. That's
started
great.
with just changing my eating habits. Yeah, started changing my eating habits. Of course, cutting out fast food, sodas. That's a huge, big thing. I mean, I was eating
Yeah.
out 3 times a day. Diet sodas 4 times a day, 5 times a day. So I mean, it adds up. It truly does. I started
Right.
working out at home and then slowly incorporated the gym, and I did it all myself. It's all me. The only surgeries I have ever had is the boobs. That's it.
Really? No
Yep,
lipo, no tummy tuck, nothing like that.
nada.
Well, that's fantastic. Now, do you still work out and keep yourself in shape, or is it like, oh, it's off and we're done?
No, I do. I still fluctuate a lot. Life gets in the way. When we opened the shop and the trucking company, Jim kind of took a back seat, and I put on about 20-ish pounds that I wasn't overly thrilled about, but I was kind of like, I get it. So getting back in the gym over the last few months has really been just that's where my kind of saving grace is, where I can just go and kind of decompress. So trying to get back in there. I'm down 10 of the 20 that I've put on, so I can't really be mad at that at all. So
Yeah. Once you're in that mental state of where you have lost a lot of weight and you put a little bit back on, that weighs a lot on you. You're like, oh no, I got to get this off.
oh, it
Oh
messes with my
yeah,
head
yeah, yeah,
big
yeah,
time.
yeah. So you got a very nice compliment. The main man says, "Wow, Miss Delta looks amazing,"
Well, thank you, very
which I
much
agree,
appreciated.
with actually, very much so.
Thank you.
Okay, so getting to how you became a big rig diesel truck mechanic. How did that happen?
Actually, got my husband to thank for that one. I
Okay.
cannot take credit on my end. I'd always kind of
I think you
been.
just broke a lot of hearts saying
I
that you were
did. I'm
married.
sorry. I'm sorry. Um, I will say I've always been kind of a tom girl growing up. I mean, my dad. I always laugh and say my dad wanted a boy. He got me instead. So I was the one that he first thing he taught me when growing up how to change my own tire, my own oil. Checking tire pressure, the basics for whenever I get out on my own. And
Right, right, right.
after meeting my husband, he's got 16 plus years in the trucking world, and gosh, almost 20 plus in the diesel field. And so everything that I have learned, I will 1000% give him credit for. We
Well,
just
that's good.
when we first started dating and seeing each other, he threw me in it, and I do a lot of it myself now, and I'm still learning. I'm by no means perfect at it, but yeah, it's been
So,
fun.
did you lose the weight and get the boobs before you met your husband or after?
So my husband paid for him. I was in the process of losing weight when him and I first met. I think I was down about 50 when
Okay.
him and I met. So I was still, kind of a little on the chunkier side for my liking. But I was down about 50. And then once I got to a happy medium of where my weight was, of course, boobs are the first thing to go when women lose weight. Like that's it. So I went from like a C, a relatively full C, to literally a negative A. They were very sad. They were very stretch marked out,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the whole deal. And so when I kind of got comfortable where I was weight wise, he was like, well, if you want, boobs, if that'll make you happy, like I'm not saying, that's on me, but if that's what you want, let's do
I'm,
it. And I
I'm
was like,
sure that's what I'm
yeah.
sure
And he
that's
was
what it
like,
was.
if that's what you want, twist my arm. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, listen, I have the same thing. I have a very similar situation, except that I told my wife the only way I'm paying for boobs is after we get married.
there you
And she went, okay. So literally 2 weeks after we got married, she made the appointment.
go. She was like, all right, done deal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was
It's long
okay.
enough. This is my trial. We're all right.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome.
So, was your husband a truck mechanic or a driver, or how did that work?
He's been in it literally his entire life. He grew up kind of on the coast of Oregon. His family was a logging company, whole logging family. So, I mean, he learned on a two-stick Mac, the big logs that are, bigger than an entire living room,
Mm-hmm.
that he had to log down a hill.
Okay.
And then over the years, between military stuff, I mean, he's literally done anything and everything. So he's kind of always had his hands in the diesel world. He's always been like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So
Mm-hmm.
when we actually first started dating, he was like, what's one thing you've always wanted to do? And I said, travel. I've never really been able to do much of the traveling around the country. And he was like, well, CDL's still good. Let's go out, buy a truck. Let's get you going. Let's, learn you some stuff and let's go see, the country. And I said, that's how I end up on Dateline. I don't know you that well. So it's like, you're going to kill me and leave me on the side of the road somewhere.
Ah, I see.
So
So
that's where we
he's
started.
more of a he sounds like he's a bit of a free spirit.
Very much so. Very much so.
Okay. And
Yeah.
is that something that you liked about him?
Yes. Very
Okay. So
much.
it wasn't because with me and my wife, we have a more traditional marriage where I look the way I look is the way I am. So what I mean by that is I'm a blue collar guy, except I do the podcast, right? I work in the
Yeah.
sewer, and
Yeah.
if you saw my wife and had to guess what she had to do for a living, you'd go hairdresser, and you'd be like, right, So
Love it.
so we are similar. We are married, except we don't. I wouldn't say we're free spirits. We're pretty responsible. And what I mean by
Mm.
that is our marriage, our house, and our families come first. And then about once a year, maybe once in a while, twice a year, we take a nice vacation,
Yeah.
But it's always work. And it has never been, let's just jump in the car and go, It has never been that.
Yeah.
It's like we have way too many things to handle. Maybe when we retire or something like that, we could do that. But until
That's where
then,
we got lucky. We grab the truck, pick up a load, so we make money while we traveled. So when
oh,
we had
that's
to take
great.
so when we had to take like our 34 reset, after all of our hours that we drove, then we would stop somewhere wherever we were in the country. We do hot
Hmm.
springs, we go to museums, we do all these different attractions, but we were making money on the road at all times. So,
Okay.
which was nice.
All right. Very cool. Very cool. Now that we have a formal introduction of who Miss Delta Punk is, let's get to the fun stuff. When you do drive the rig or work on the truck, do your bosoms get in the way? I mean, they must.
Yes.
Because we really can't see right now because I can only see the top of them. But if anybody actually saw your Instagram page, they're incredibly large. Why don't you tell everybody? I mean, I put it up in the title. Why don't you tell everybody how big you went?
So the size of right now is 1800 cc's.
Oh,
My first surgery took me to 850 cc's.
mm.
3 months later, went in to 1800. There is a tentative another appointment in April, possibly for a little fluffing, a little couple hundred cc's more.
Oh, you're
We'll
coming
see.
back then. That's what that means.
Yes, yes, of course, of course. I've got to keep it interesting.
Okay.
But yes, I still find myself like I've had them for almost 2 years now, and I still find myself like trying to get used to them
Yeah.
when
But
I'm trying to do stuff.
how big are they as far as cup size?
34K. Yeah.
Wow.
Depends on the bra. I can go between an H and a K. Just depends. But yeah.
Okay. Um, would you be able to like stand up and show us because you have a
Yeah.
very small waist and okay.
Yeah. Sorry. So this is
Oh
kind of
yeah.
on my frame, and I am, like I said, I'm 5'2". So they're profiles.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
So they're
You look amazing. It's fantastic.
well. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, give us a funny story. Have you ever like knocked anything over or bumped a kid in the head or knocked something off the counter or something like that?
Oh, I do that all the time. That's like a daily occurrence, man. That's seriously like a daily occurrence. I laugh and joke all the time that I'm going to give myself a black eye one of these days.
Yeah.
We,
If you go jogging,
God, I don't jog.
I don't blame you.
No. God, no. Seriously, that is like a daily occurrence. I'm always either like knocking into something, or I'm having to like squeeze them down while I'm trying to fit into somewhere. If we don't have a truck jacked up, sometimes I can't get underneath it just because of the angle. I have to find the right angles to be able to get underneath the truck because of the link there. It's fun.
oh,
So, yeah.
the main man wants to know how many tattoos you have.
Let's see. I've lost count. I've got one on my thigh, one on my stomach, each ribs, 3 on my back. I think that's all of that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 13, 14, 15, 16, somewhere around 18.
No, are they significant to you, or is it something like, oh, I like those, I'll get that. That looks
Most
pretty.
of them, pretty much all of them, yes, do have a meaning. The only ones that are kind of fun are the ones that are on, I don't know if you can see on this arm. They're like little Friday the 13th tattoos that were like, $20 on a Friday the 13th. That was just kind of fun. I'm a big Harry Potter fan, so I've got a lot of the Harry Potter stuff. I've got a treble clef on my stomach. Like I said, I played the flute. I played that for 6 years. Big fan of music. I've got dolphins. I've got just different trips I've gone on. One from
Okay.
Vegas. So
Okay, so they're basically like spur of the moment kind of free spirit kind of. Oh, I like that.
yeah,
Let's put that on. Yeah, I have tattoos, but they're all very specific to like an inner belief. So I have like strength on this side, and I have
yeah.
wisdom on that side. And I believe
Okay.
as you get older, those are two things that should improve. Right,
Absolutely.
your strength and wisdom.
Absolutely.
And then I actually have a friend at work, which is really funny. He said to me, he's a good guy. He's just not the sharpest tool in the shed. You got to
Right.
consider the type of people that work in the sewer, right? So he goes, but John, strength goes down when you get older. I went, not physical strength, Frank, inner strength.
Taking it all very literally.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
whatever. It is what it
Bless
is. Okay, so have you ever like knocked a little kid in the head by accident with your boob, like in like the supermarket or anything like that? Really?
In the supermarket. I mean, like my friends' kids and stuff. Like when they've come over, like I've kind of, some of them are kind of that height to where like I kind of turn around and I've knocked them, or they've gone to hug me, and that's just kind of where they end up is either on the side or straight in
Yeah.
between them. So so it's like,
That's hysterical.
sorry, kid.
Yeah, sorry, kid. Believe me, you'll appreciate it when you get older. All right. Have you ever gotten any perks from having such a small waist and being so beautiful and large breasts? Like, have you ever gone on like when to go buy? I know if you go out and get drinks, that's a given. You're gonna get free shit, right? You're gonna get. Oh no, it's on me, really. That goes without saying. But have you ever like anything like kind of like maybe you're working on a truck and like the other mechanics run over and go, oh, I'll do it, I got it, or maybe somebody's delivering something to your house and they like, oh, no, let me bring it in, I got it, really.
Yes and no. I mean, not so much of the, let me help you, let me do it. Mostly just get stared at, which is kind of more entertaining, I think, to say the least. I did have one guy one time. We were stopped in Florida for something, or actually our alternator went out in our W9. And so we'd stopped at a Napa to pick up another alternator. And I went to pick up the box, and it doesn't weigh more than, 15 pounds max.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy was like, I can carry this for you. I've got it. It's kind of heavy. And I was like, I'm about to go change it, dude. Just sit it down. Like, I'm about to bring you the old one. It's fine. It, I've gotten kind of the gentleman thing of, let me help, but mostly it's just been like, look at, she's doing that kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Does it come across creepy or is it a compliment? Because you got to remember
Um,
where a guy comes. Guys don't get attention like women do. You
it's,
know,
I
so
feel like it's
it's
like a line.
yeah, it's like the polar opposite between men and women. Like men don't
Mhm.
get any attention because women, if they're not going to just come right out like guys are, right? They
Mhm.
might kind of like side eye or check you out in the distance or something like that, or whatever the case may
Yeah,
be. But with women, it's guys are very direct, And
very.
so, what do you mean that there's a fine line? Go ahead.
I guess for like your stare time, like
Uh,
how long are you going to stare at me? Um, Honestly, and I'll be very honest, I am a very awkward like person in real life in general. I'm a
what do you mean
very
by
like
awkward?
um I almost get like a little embarrassed to notice, if my husband, like if I'm with my husband and he's like, these guys are here looking at you, or if I'm with my friends or this guy's staring at you, I like blush and I get a little embarrassed. Like I kind
I'm
of
gonna
shut
respect.
myself
I am
in.
going to respectfully. I'm gonna respectfully disagree with you, only because if that were the case, if you were embarrassed, you wouldn't have went to 34Ks. You would have been like, I'm good at double date. We're fine.
Well,
But I could.
honestly, I didn't look like a double D on me. My body swallowed a double D.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. No, listen. I am. Let's. Ooh, okay. Okay. Diamonify says, "Can you flex your boobs?"
Sometimes.
Oh, you can't do it like I do it like that. But
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
can.
You can't do that.
There,
Oh,
I
there
have
you go.
like
You
weird
just did
light.
it.
I've got like weird lighting. It's like weird
Oh,
lighting in here.
okay.
You can't really see, but yes, I.
There you go. Okay, very cool, very cool. All right. Okay. How long have you been married?
A little over a year. January 1st was a
Oh,
year.
it's you're like
Yeah.
okay. And
Yeah.
if you don't mind me asking, how old is you and your husband?
I'm 30. I just turned 30 last October, and my husband's 36.
Okay.
There's 6 years difference.
All right. So, if people who don't know, Delta Punk has an OnlyFans, and I really stress everybody go and take a look because you could see those babies in the flesh, right?
Yes, they're there.
How far do you take it? Because a lot of OnlyFans girls take it really far on OnlyFans. How far do you take it?
Um, I don't take it as far as your traditional sense of OnlyFans. I don't know what I can say on here and what I can't say.
You could say whatever you want, actually.
So I don't take, I don't do traditional porn, if that's what people are looking for. There's nothing
No
sexual.
penetration or
There's
anything like that.
none of that. Not
Okay.
even self play. There's absolutely none of that. That's
Hmm.
not me. It's not who I am. There are topless of me. There's full body nudes of me.
Hmm.
There's some really funny videos of me closing a W9 hood with my boobs out. There's things like that. I try to make it, kind of fun, flashing while I'm on the job or, something like that. But
Right, 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 right.
nothing, pornographic of the traditional sense of what you think of.
And so basically, it's
So,
just nude pics and
yep,
and
that's it.
supposed to. Have you ever had somebody come on there? Because I know this to be true because I've interviewed other girls, and they say, "Hey, I like your pics, but what I would really like is if you made a video for me, and I'll pay you this much, but do A, B, and C," which is
Yes,
something
all
you
the
don't
time.
know. Okay, and do you take it? Do you usually go for it or no?
It depends. I have my boundaries. I have had some people that have literally just asked me to sing happy birthday on a video or say happy birthday on a video topless,
Wow.
which is fine. Look, to each their own. Okay. I'm not going to complain. But I have been asked for, blowjob videos. I've been asked for, self play videos. I've been asked for, all of that. And my boundaries are very firm on, those particular things.
Hmm.
Um, I guess it just depends on my comfortable where I am on the situation. Um,
Okay.
but I've done some and I have turned down plenty.
Okay. Which ones have you done besides the singing?
Um, I have done, oh goodness, well, I have been asked to just unzip a bra and just take a bra off,
Okay, that's
which
all right.
is, yeah,
Pretty
normal.
pretty cool. Yeah, pretty.
Jumping, jumping.
Oh, really? Like jumping jacks or something.
Yep, just
Okay.
jumping or jumping jacks.
Okay.
Um, I've been asked a lot more for topless like workout videos, like lifting
Really?
weights. Yeah, that's been a huge thing. For the most part, things have been pretty mild. The ones that I do,
Mm,
say okay to. I think I've turned down more than the ones that I
right.
have accepted.
That's what it sounds like because the ones you've
Yes.
accepted are very mild and simple. I
Hmm.
wouldn't even. What was the
Yep.
strangest one you've turned down when you read and you're like, what?
Oh God. I've been asked for cake, like to smush a cake with
What do you
my
mean?
boobs, like smush a cake with my boobs, like get a
Okay.
like a store bought cake and
Was it the
just
same guy
mash
that
them
wanted
into
you
the
to read
cake.
Happy Birthday?
No, different one.
Uh,
Um, yeah, that one was kind of like the one that kind of stuck out to me the most. Of course, I get the normal of can I just see, jizz on your tits? Like that's kind of the biggest, most
what is
popular.
jizz on your
Just
tits?
come on my tits, yeah.
Okay,
But
okay,
I think the birthday cake was probably the weirdest one to just
okay.
smush and yeah.
Yeah, you know what's funny that is a little strange. Now, I mean, the jizz on your tits, you could have just put Jergens body lotion on it. You go, hey, look.
Yeah, I've actually got some face serum and some vitamin E oil that I've put on my face before. I'm like, I could probably do something with this if I really wanted to because it looks
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
it. But
You know what's really funny is I really thought I was perverted until I started this podcast and I started interviewing girls that were in the adult industry or OnlyFans girls or the big boob girls. I
so
I
much
am
worse.
I am nothing, not even I am not even a blip on the radar. It's unbelievable.
Nope, so
So
much worse.
some of the girls and their requests, I mean, and your requests were mild. Your
Yeah.
requests are nothing. Some of the girls, they tell me their requests and it just absolutely blows me away. The fetishes that men get into are obscene. So
Hmm.
here's some examples of other girls I've interviewed and how strange the requests were for them. Okay, one girl was asked to beat a 10-year-old child.
Oh,
Yeah, she obviously declined.
yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
another girl was asked to get a kitten, like a little cat,
Yeah.
little baby cat, put on heels, be naked, and step on the kitten until it's dead.
No, I've
Yeah,
got three kitties here. Absolutely
and
not.
and she obviously turned that down. And the guy was willing to pay her $5,000. And then
Oh
when
my
she turned it
God.
down, he said, "I'll give you 8,000." And her answer was, "I don't care how much you give me. I'm not doing that."
Hmm.
There's a lot of humiliation, but a lot of kicking in the balls. Like, can you kick? Like, can you? I want to get kicked in the nuts, right?
Okay.
One girl, well, she actually turned this down, which blew me away because it was the same as the kicking in the balls, right? Because
Hmm.
this girl would do these things on OnlyFans with guys, right?
Hmm.
And she said that one guy wanted her to fart on a football and send it to her, and she wouldn't do it. So I said, so let me get this straight. Farting on a football is a no-no, but kicking a guy in the balls, all day
Total
long.
go for it.
Yeah, and she was like, yeah, she just can't. She goes, she can't, do that.
That's something.
Wait, it gets better. It gets better. Hold on. I actually interviewed a professional bodybuilder woman. Actually, she wasn't pro, but she was a bodybuilder, and she's very famous in the femdom world. And one of the
Hmm.
requests was carry me and give me a blowjob while you carry me. So she had to carry this guy around and perform oral sex while she's carrying him around, almost carrying him like a baby, like holding him, like you know what I
It's
mean.
an interesting feat to even do.
And and then when I hear these things, I say to myself, my God, like I thought I was twisted, but I'm
Oh, yeah.
not even close. Like my stuff is the normal, you know, the normal
It's
everything
the normal
sexual
fun
kind
stuff.
of the
Yeah.
normal this normal sexual thing that you think girls would be like, oh no, but when you open up this Pandora's box, it is insane.
Oh, yeah.
How does your well, we already established that your husband's a free spirit, but the majority of guys would not like it, their wives to do OnlyFans. They would probably be okay with their wives to be, you know, beautiful and have large breast implants, which, I mean, I am. My wife has big boobs, not like yours, but big enough.
Yeah.
How does your husband deal with it? Or is he just totally fine with it? No problem. He does not care that guys pleasure themselves to you.
We have a very open and honest relationship. As far as communication, I don't mean open as to inviting other people in. Let me clarify
Ah,
that because people ask that. But open as far as him and I, with everything that we do, we discuss. So when I first even went into this, even starting just the Instagram, I was like, okay, I'm going into this. It's going to be known that I am taken. I was like, you can tell me your comfort level as far as if you want to be involved, like if you want me to, list you or tag you or, post you, things like that. But regardless, I want it to be known that I am taken. I have these boundaries. So then I started getting a lot of questions about, honestly, it was just surgery questions to start all this. People are very interested in my scars. They're very interested in my lack thereof scars, the
men or
placement,
women?
both,
Okay,
both.
the men. That's just a doorway into
Well,
the
of course,
the
yes.
perversion. Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
just a question of, well, can I see him? Well, no, you can go and pay for him if you really want to see him that bad. So,
Right,
well,
right,
my
right, right.
wife wants the surgery. All right,
No,
well,
okay.
I'll
Well,
tell
tell
your
your
wife you
wife.
can pay $8.99 to go see him. So it's not
Yeah,
even that expensive. So,
yeah,
but yeah,
yeah.
so I mean, just we're very honest about it. He knows my comfort level that I am okay with personally. Even if I feel something may kind of touch a little bit weirder of a boundary or something like that, we talk about it. Or I'm like, hey, look at this weirdo and what he just asked. Like, I'm not about it. And he's like, well,
Right,
he's going
right,
to
right.
offer you $500. Do it. It's kind of a joke, but we talk. That's okay. So
Now, you started the OnlyFans while you were married or before you were married?
after we got married.
Okay, and
Well,
you discussed it with him, or you just said, "Hey, look, this is what I'm doing."
oh no, we discussed it. Yeah,
Okay, and
everything's been open and talked.
the boundaries were set by both of you, or is he more like,
More,
"Hey, do what you want"?
I, he's honestly more of the do whatever you're comfortable with. I support you in whatever. Um, he loves having a hot wife, I guess you can say.
Look,
So
every guy wants a hot wife, right? I mean, that
yeah,
goes without saying. But most guys would not. Like that would
I
be
think
a that would be a what's the word? That would be a death sentence basically.
yeah.
Because you gotta like. This is so. I mean, you probably already know this because you have experience with men on OnlyFans. But this is basically how men operate, right? They love women that are raunchy and sexy and edgy and do all these disgusting things. They absolutely love it, and they will masturbate to it, and they want to have sex with you. But the majority of men wouldn't want that to be their wife. So it's very difficult for most guys. It's very difficult for most guys, any guys that are kind of valued, if that makes sense. Any guy worth his salt, right, would be like, that's where he puts his foot down. No, no, no. Look, you could be beautiful, you could dress provocative, but you're not doing that, right? And from what you described to me, your husband is somewhat of a high value man. I mean, he has his own business. You guys, he makes a good living. I've seen him on your Instagram. He's a good looking guy. So on and so forth. He's in shape. So most guys would be like, "Nah, I can't do that." Other guys that would be okay with it, are normally guys that don't have much of a selection or low self esteem, right? Because you got to look at it as boundaries. Now, a lot of OnlyFans girls or porno stars, they'll reverse it on you. They'll say, "Well, you're too
Right,
insecure to handle it."
right,
Well, no. And the truth of the matter is, no. It's actually the opposite, right? And
right.
I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you. It's actually the opposite. It's actually, if you're willing to let your wife do whatever she wants, then what you're saying is, I will let you do whatever you want because I'm afraid of losing you. That's the insecure part. It's not insecure to say, no, I have boundaries, and if you can't handle the boundaries, then
Right.
we can't be together. But
Right.
a lot of women, a lot of OnlyFans women will say, no, you're the one that's insecure. But
I've seen a lot of both of it. I've seen a lot of like I've, one girl, she has her OnlyFans and she does this thing, and she got married and he doesn't like really support her, and she
No, Randy, I apologize. No, Randy, she is not an IFBB pro. If you read the title, she is a diesel mechanic.
yeah, not on the pro list, not even
Yeah.
close.
All right, so continue. I apologize. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
You're good. But now that she got married, he's a little more kind of drawn back to how far she's going on, her OnlyFans, and she's, doing all these other things. And so now she's like, well, I just wish I didn't get married. Maybe I want a divorce because I really want to go into the porn life and I want to do this. I'm like, that's probably a discussion like you guys should have talked about, even beforehand, or, going
Thank
into
you.
this.
Exactly.
And that's where a lot of this is now. It's the women are, well, it's my body, I can do what I want. Well, I understand that, but if you want to be married and you want to be in a relationship and a partnership, that's what it is. It's a partnership.
Exactly. You have to
respect
be able
each
to
other's
compromise.
values.
100%.
Right. And if you
Absolutely.
can't do that, then I'm sorry, you're absolutely in the wrong, not your husband.
See, I'm going to be dead honest with you. When you and your husband and you do this, to me, that I respect you because you keep boundaries on it, right? And let's face it, it probably spices up your love life a little bit, right? I would believe so. I would believe it spices up your love life a little bit,
He
which
loves
is
that I'm wanted.
yeah, right. Which is a great thing in a marriage. That's necessary in a marriage, right?
Yeah.
But you also have boundaries, which means you respect your husband. We actually talked about this when we spoke on the phone, which I respect. The one issue I have a problem with is when a person isn't fully grounded, or you have a young girl that goes into it. Because there is this, and this is very common, and I don't care, and when I explain, you'll agree with me. There is a slippery slope when it comes to OnlyFans and when it comes to adult entertainment. So what I mean by that is if you were 20 years old and single and weren't a very grounded person, and you first decided, oh, I'm just going to show my boobs. And you don't really have much of an income, you're not making money, and you go, okay, I'm making some money, and then somebody comes along and says, well, I would like you to do a self-pleasuring video and I'll give you $500. You go, wow,
Wow.
$500. I'm 20 years old. I don't have that kind of money. I could use it. Why not? Right? And
Yep.
then you do the pleasuring video and it's $500, and then it's a domino effect from there. Then it's like, okay, well, you did that. How about you do A, B, and C for $1,000?
Right.
And then I've seen this because of my podcast, and then there are girls, and then before you know it, they're doing flat out full pornography on OnlyFans, and they're 20, 21 years old, and that is damaging to a woman mentally, right? And not only could it be physically because of STDs and whatnot, but it's damaging mentally because you're tarnishing yourself for not realizing it. There are consequences to doing that, and one of the
Right.
consequences is you are going to be labeled for the rest of your life. These things don't go away when you put them on the internet.
Right.
There are people that spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to get rid of it, and it still doesn't work. You find it somewhere, and then you have a girl who completely does full-fledged pornography, and then they decide, I don't want to do this anymore. This is like hurting me inside, or I'm not doing well. I need to get rid of it. And then they play the victim, which is the worst card you could pull, right?
Yes.
And we've seen girls, I don't know if you know, I forgot the name of the porno girl, and she actually started her own podcast, and she came on and she cried and said I was young and I was stupid and I didn't know what I was doing, or I needed the money, and she's bawling, and it's everybody looks at you as if, and it might be true, but everybody looks at you as if you're playing the victim and you're full of shit and
Right.
you're not sincere at that point. It is not a good stigma. It is going to be with you for the rest of your life. And if you are if you're a very well grounded and you're able to embrace it and you don't care about the consequences and you don't care what people think, which let's face it, most people do care what people think and what people think about them.
Right.
Everybody says they
Right.
don't, but it happens to be true. Okay?
Absolutely.
One of the worst things you could do to a woman is have a terrible judgment against her. That really hurts them, especially close friends and relatives. I mean, teenage
yeah.
girls have literally, I can't say the word on YouTube, but teenage girls have actually self-deleted
Yeah.
because their friends have isolated them and don't want them to be bothered for whatever reason.
Yep.
Because that's
Yeah.
really dramatizing to a woman. So put that tenfold, right? So that is one of the biggest problems I have when you have a young girl, and let's face it, the breakdown of the natural traditional family that's happening in the country now.
Yep.
You don't have a strong father figure that says no, you can't do that, leads you in the right direction. Most girls our age say, do whatever makes you happy. They don't say,
Right.
they don't give you the advice that I just said. They say, you do you, and if they don't accept you for it, then that's on them, and that's the wrong.
Right.
That's the wrong advice to give a 20-year-old, not well-grounded, impressionable girl who has no money and is thinking about doing this.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely.
So when you have somebody
Absolutely.
so when you have somebody like yourself who does it, but it has boundaries and you're married and you respect your husband and he respects you and it spices up your love life, then I think it's a good thing.
It has its place, and
Right.
that's the thing is, if that's something you want to do, then absolutely go for it. Be lying if I told you that when I thought about even starting it, that I didn't have my reservations about it. So you have to really kind of take things into consideration. But if you're going to do it, you have to own your shit. Like that's just
Right.
where I am in life. You have to own your shit. If you want to do it, you want to be full-fledged about it. Brag that that's what pays your bills. Whatever. That's fine. But you can't change the story and change the narrative down the road when that's, exactly what was happening. When you get older and you're not as much, not as popular, the money's not as coming in, you can't,
That's
flip
right.
that switch and flip that narrative. That's not how that works.
Right.
And that's, kind of what I do too is, yes, I have it. Yes, it's there. Yes, I make some, money off of it, but that is not my income. That is not what I rely on.
That's a big
So-
that's a big benefit to have, is that the fact is you don't need OnlyFans. You guys have a business that you run together and you make a good living together. So if you decide tomorrow, I don't want to do this anymore, it really doesn't affect your income, right? It affects the little bit that you make from OnlyFans, but it's not going to change your life.
Right. My lights are still going to be paid.
Right. Yeah. And that's it's the girls, like I've said before, that rely on it and say, okay, well, I did this, I can make this much money. I did this, and I can make that much money.
Right.
And then it, and let's face it, when you're 20 and doing that, and you're making money, then you get to about 30.
Yep.
Women's priorities change drastically when they get to 30. It becomes, I want a family now. I want kids now, right?
Well, and unfortunately, in this generation, that's starting to change as well.
What do you mean?
The way
Oh yes,
that this world is going,
the statistics show, you're 100%
they
right.
don't.
The
Yeah.
statistics show that by 2030, 50% of the American population will be single and childless at 30. Women
Yep.
single and childless at 30 years old, and that has never happened in global history ever.
Yep.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, and
And
I don't
that's
know.
part of the stigma of the "do you be the strong, independent woman?"
Right,
I
right,
don't
right.
need no man kind of bullshit.
That's
but
right. That's right.
That
That's
takes
right.
away the value of and I'm not saying going back to before women stay at home, be in the kitchen. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love being at home pretty much, now where we are, but I, do still work. But women's values have completely changed. It's become I'm independent. I don't need a man. I don't need this. I don't need a child. Well, because of the way that the world is, why would I want to bring a child into this? Because of the, all of the money and the issues, I'm just going to be single for the rest of my life.
And that is not a
and
good.
it's
No,
not,
nobody wants to die alone.
No, it's not fun.
And no, it is not. And I come from a very traditional Italian family. It's a very big everything revolves around food and holidays, and holidays are great. And all of my nieces now and my nephews are actually getting married and having kids of their own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's nothing better than that. There really
Yeah.
isn't. Now, unfortunately, I get that. I get that a lot of people aren't born into that, but it's the propaganda that really drills it. Because let's face
Yeah.
it, most people have a job; they don't have a career, right? Most people go to a
Absolutely.
most people go to have a 9 to 5. They make $50,000 a year, $60,000 a year, and they go home. And they say it's a career, but the truth of the matter is that's a job,
Yeah. It's not a career.
right? It's not. A career is you give your life up for it, but you're making this tremendous amount of
Advancements,
money.
moves, you're doing these things. You're building
You're working
something, you're
90
creating
hours a
something.
week. Right. You're working 90 hours a week to build, and that's not what the majority of people do. The large majority of people have jobs. Anyway,
Just jobs. Yeah.
exactly. Speaking of jobs, Randy says my brother is a Volkswagen mechanic. He said he makes $200,000 a year before COVID. Fun fact about Volkswagen. Did you hear about this? Do you know the backstory of Volkswagen?
Which
Okay.
one?
Volkswagen is a German company
Well, yes.
started during Nazi Germany, and Volkswagen, I believe, the original title in German for Volkswagens were the people's car, and we know what kind of people they meant. They were not talking about the Jewish people in Germany at the time. It's the God's,
That's right.
it's the God's honest. I swear to God. Same thing with the designer Hugo Boss. Huge designer, beautiful clothing today, right? One of the
Yes.
biggest,
Yes.
right? That was a German, a Nazi German company, and they actually made the Nazi German military suits for Nazi Germany.
Oh,
Yeah,
Fun fact.
yes, swear to God.
fun
So
fact of the day.
it's the
That's
truth. Yeah,
great.
yeah, it's amazing.
Not great, but that's the fun fact.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely amazing. Okay, what's in the future for Miss Delta Punk? Are you going larger, or what are you going to do? You have any other surgeries in your head, like you would like to do this and that? Oh, and there's one other topic I want to talk to you about. It's a boob thought topic, though.
Okay.
So good.
Tentatively, there is the appointment in April, March. Yeah, in April. Looking for, I like to call it a fluffing. I don't want to go any farther in my projection, as far as what you see from the side. I want to go more for fullness. So for when I don't have a bra on or anything like that, there's a little bit better cleavage set than what I have now. So a little fluffing, and then I will also have something called a stratus placed. So I already have what's called an internal bra, which is what helps support them, with
Really?
having extra large implants. Yes, it is
Oh, I didn't
internal
know
bra. It essentially goes from here, like literally up to underneath. It's like an underwire, basically. And
Is that what it's made out of? It's an actual underwire?
no, so it is actually made from between like your chest muscles and surgical mesh. And it
Really?
is formed, yes. My doctor, Dr. Revis, is actually the inventor and the holds patent for the internal bra. He created it.
Wow.
So basically what it does is, like I said, from underneath my armpits to underneath to in the center, it forms essentially an underwire, helps keep that shelving for the implants to stay up. And so no like slippage, and, over time with regular implants, they do, gravity takes hold. So they'll fall, or, not be as perky. So this helps prevent that. The stratus that I will have placed is some additional surgical mesh that's a little bit tougher, that is better for extra large implants, to actually kind of keep them up and together. So it will always kind of look like I'm wearing a push-up bra,
Okay.
just for extra support.
Right.
Yeah.
I actually have two more questions, actually.
Yes.
The first question is clothing. Where do you find tops and bathing suits and bras? How does that, or do you have to get everything made?
Bras and bathing suits are a little bit harder.
Because
Essentially,
that shirt like the shirt you have on right now, you stood up and it fits you perfectly. It fits your waist and it fits your boob. I can't believe you could just go into Macy's and buy something like
Yeah.
that.
Believe it or not, this is just like a medium off the shelf. I mean,
Really?
yeah. I'm still, what's really funny is I'm still a smaller frame. So just because I have the bigger boobs doesn't necessarily mean I have to have like the bigger clothing. I've got the projection, but I still have the small waist. The whole rest of me is small. You know, my arms are still small, so I can still fit into things like that. At times, is it challenging? Absolutely. There's things that I can't wear, like shirts or dresses that come with a built-in, like little shelf, or bra inserts or stuff like that. I can't wear that at all. That just doesn't work. Um, Bathing suits and bras are a little bit tougher to find. Sometimes with bathing suits, I kind of just have to get over the fact that there's going to be like the under, boob showing a lot. It's basically just going to cover here and I'm good.
Yeah, but that's that's sexy on a woman like you. So that honestly, like when you're in shape like you and you have the curves, those things like that are sexy. It's when
Yeah.
you're out of shape and you're showing that when
You add all of this. Yeah.
it's not appealing, right? But it happens to be sexy. So those little imperfections are actually a benefit, if you will, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
This is the last question I'm going to ask you. Then I'm going to let you go because I've taken up too much of your time as it is.
You're fine.
What about women? I know women give you the dagger eyes and talk shit and look at their husbands and go, "Don't you dare look at her." I know it.
So yes, I do get it at times. I have been in situations where I have caught the wife giving the husband some shit because she's caught him looking at me. I try to just break eye contact and walk the other direction very
Yeah,
quickly.
get
Like
the
I
hell
don't
outta
want to
here.
instigate any of that. Surprisingly, though, I have had more negative comments from men than I have women.
Get out of here.
I swear, I have actually had very, very much more negative comments from men than I have women. I have.
And this is why. Okay, I'm going to prove to you right now that is nothing but envy and jealousy. Okay, I'm going to prove to you
Okay.
right now. All
Yeah.
right. Here we go. I have 3 YouTube channels. Okay, I have my own show on muscular development, and if anybody is into bodybuilding, muscular development is probably the largest platform for professional bodybuilding. Okay, so I have my own show on there. So I'm doing relatively well, right? I have under 2,000 followers on Instagram. How many followers do you have?
Almost 63,000.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I'm calling bullshit on those guys that say that shit because I guarantee you out of that 63,000, 61,000 are men. All right,
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's ridiculous. That's just guys that know that they can't have a woman like you, or they truly inside believe they can, and they just basically shit on it. And to me, that's acting like a woman.
Yeah.
So you're not even a man.
I have gotten some very nasty comments from women talking about, it's a shame that I've done that to my body, for the attention that I want. It's sad that I never get attention.
Yeah, and here's the worst part about that. Here's the worst part about that. They'll look at a girl like Lizzo and praise her
She's
and
an idol.
say how beautiful she is. Meanwhile, I guarantee she's borderline diabetic, right, at this point.
Oh,
Right?
she has to be. Yeah.
Yeah, if there has to be health concerns, and they'll say she's absolutely beautiful. Oh my God, so on and so forth. And then they'll actually take a woman like you who is beautiful in the eyes of men, because we're the ones that judge beauty. We're the ones that want you. Women don't want you unless they're gay, right? And they'll say, "Oh, that's disgusting. That's terrible." You know, I mean, and it's just pure hypocrisy. Is really
That's
what
the worst, and that's where I will probably where I do get a lot of shit is where feminism has gone wrong, and that is where I have a huge issue with feminism in general.
Agreed.
Is
Me too.
you can't be a woman in a healthy, attractive, low cut type of body anymore. I can't be that kind of woman in a feminist world, because that's not is what considered to be a woman anymore.
Yeah.
So you look
well,
at feminism now, and the
Yeah.
women have to be, it's the overweight, it's the
the green hair,
the I don't take care of myself, it's the and
the
that's,
hairy
kinda,
armpits, right?
yeah. And so I can't, and that's my problem with feminism now is,
Yeah.
you preach, you want acceptance, you preach that all women, all bodies are beautiful, but the second you look at someone who actually busted their ass to lose weight and take care of themselves, and yeah, I got an enhancement because that's what made me happy, you
Mm-hmm.
degrade me. And I have had this conversation with several women of the shit that they've come and talked to me, but they've preached on their own profiles that, oh, I'm a feminist,
Yeah.
I'm for women's rights and bodies and all that, but you just spent 20 minutes degrading me and my
Yeah,
appearance.
yeah. It's very easily defended. This is all you have to do, Delta, and put this in your mental Rolodex next time somebody calls you out,
Mm-hmm.
and they say, "Why would you do that?" You just say, "Because this is what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what you want.
Yep.
This is what I wanted." The conversation's dead after that. But don't you? No, I don't. This is what I wanted. End of story.
Yep.
I don't care what is fashionable. I don't care what's trendy. I don't care what your opinion is. I want it to look like this, and that's good enough for me and my husband.
Yep. That's where I leave it. All the time.
Conversation's
We're
done
done.
after that.
Yep.
Do you and your husband ever come to New York?
We have, yeah, actually.
Okay.
A lot.
If you do, I am going to be renting out studio space, so I could be doing in studio interviews pretty soon. I actually have one, my first in studio one coming up, I believe next week. I actually have to call the studio tomorrow. If you do come up to New York, you and your husband, and he's obviously more than welcome, please let me know, and I can actually rent out studio space, and we can actually do an in studio interview, and I think that would be
That
really
would be
fun.
awesome. That would be
Yeah.
a lot of fun. We would love that. Absolutely.
All right, yeah, just keep both. We'll keep in touch on Instagram.
For sure. Yeah.
And plug your OnlyFans. What is your OnlyFans?
It's just Miss Delta Punk. I'm the
That's
same
it?
across the board. Yeah.
Miss Delta
Links
Punk.
in my Instagram.
Okay, I am going to make sure that link is in the description area so people could go to it very easily, and go and check her out, because not only is Miss Delta Punk beautiful, she's actually very nice, down to earth, and the type of woman that most men want to be married to. So go support her and look at her beautiful bosoms. All right,
Perfect.
I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for everything.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right, have a good night.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.